Invite Shruti, Rebha, and Sujit onto the dais. Um, what I want you to focus on is I want you to observe what Dr. Shruti is doing well as a doctor. Hmm? Um, this is not about anyone being perfect, but I want you to observe what she is doing well as a doctor. Okay. Let's get started. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Um, thank you, Rebha, Shruti, and Sujit. So, uh, sorry, I don't want this. So, what were some things you saw the doctor do and the doctor do well? Okay, hi, Dr. Mohan Reddy. It's so nice. So, Dr. Mohan Reddy, who was also my teacher of psychiatry, so he says the doctor was empathic. Uh, what else? What else did we see the doctor do? In Dr. Ravish, who was also my professor, he says introduced herself. That is wonderful, wonderful. Well, what else? This is such a nice experience for me to see all my teachers here. Yeah, you said something there. Great, great. So what I wanted you to take home was number one, you looked at the body language of the doctor. She came across as approachable. She came across as someone who was concerned about the patient. She look at her body language, look at the way she leaned forward. She was interested in the patient. She also looked responsive. And one of the things that she did very well was she asked an open-ended question: "What is going on?" And then she listened even when the uh, was struggling to speak, the the doctor actually had the presence of mind to actually listen and wait. So one of the principles which you will find, which will bring you a great reputation as a doctor, if is to cultivate the art of listening. And there is this concept called the golden minute. You know, I remember as a young doctor, I used to be always nervous. Oh my God, will I get the past medical history right? Chief complaint, the social history, the habits, the medication list, allergies. Will I get all these things? But actually, if you listen to a patient for the first minute without interrupting them, you will you will obtain 60 to 70% of all the information you need. And the patient's experience will be that the doctor really listened to me. If you convert that into a driven, closed-ended questioning encounter where you say, do you have fever? Do you have headache? Do you have diarrhea? The patient feels the doctor did not pay attention, or the doctor did not listen or give time, and you will also get asymmetrical or fragmented information. So I want you to, one of the precepts I want you to take home is just the power of this golden minute of listening. There is one more 30-second clip I will play. Yeah. No need to worry. Be calm. Try to take deep breaths slowly. Okay, great. What did you see the doctor doing here? Obtaining consent. Obtaining consent. Absolutely. What else did you see the doctor do here? The doctor examined the patient. The doctor touched the patient. I'm sure Dr. Prabhakar will confirm the number of doctors who these days examine a patient is going down drastically. So um, the second precept I want you to take home, nothing that I'm speaking about is new or unique or special, but these are the elements which make a doctor memorable and exemplary, is just the power of caring touch. Touch a patient. We saw, for example, Shruti, she felt the pulse, she used her stethoscope, she looked, she was responsive. When the patient said, help me, she stood up. And this is the therapeutic power of caring touch is immense. Um, there is a third video. I won't show the video, but the third thing is many times, um, actually, I will show the video. It's just a 30-second video. Go ahead, please. Can you please play the video? Yeah. Okay, ma'am. Don't worry. Everything will be all right. I am giving you some medications. You please stick to it. Sir, ma'am, please ensure that you take these medications on time. And please come for follow-up after a week. And here's my number. In case of any emergency, you can contact me anytime. Although the instructions are clear here, but please feel free to contact me anytime. Thank you so much for coming. So, so this clip shows that after next slide, please. After the after Dr. Shruti explained to the patient what she thought, and she thought this was an asthma, that she was having asthma. She did two wonderful things. Number one, she patiently, calmly explained that she was going to treat and said, "Here I'm giving you this treatment." Second, she asked them to come back to follow up with them. She was willing to forge a doctor patient relationship, a continuity relationship. And the third thing was she gave her a contact number, gave them a contact number and said, if you feel, please contact me. These are extremely powerful things to do. So please seek follow up and leverage the magic of the continuity relationship and use time as a diagnostic test. This is the most forgotten test. Many times, most of the conditions we see, illnesses we see in day-to-day practice are self-limiting. But when you create this opportunity for follow up, you will see that that time itself heals, but you have to build that relationship. um, we'll see one more video, and then I will conclude with a few slides. Come. नहीं हो रहा है. Sit down. Sit down. Why not? He's my husband Sujit and I'm he's having abdominal pain. Please, please. Okay, ma'am. I'll calm down. I'll look into it. Mr. Sujit, I'm just gonna do a little bit of examination. Can you please remove your hands? Okay, ma'am. I suspect that your husband might be having appendicitis that may require surgery. So, yes. So, nothing to worry. With your permission, I'll just make a call to my trusted colleague. He's a surgeon. He can look into this matter. Is it fine? Yes, ma'am. Everything will be all right. Everything will be fine. Okay, ma'am. Please take a call. Please. Okay. Hello. Yes, Dr. Prakash. Hi, this is Shruti. Yes, I wanted to refer to you, my patient, Mr. Sujit. I suspect that he's having appendicitis because it is acute onset, 1 day duration of lower right quadrant abdominal pain. So, can you please look into this matter? Yes. Thank you so much. What happened? Everything is fine. My colleague, Dr. Prakash, he will look into this matter. Everything will be fine. Thank you. Thank you. What did you see the doctor do here? Uh, yes, any responses? Concern, express concern. Also, the doctor actually shared with the patient what the doctor is thinking. I remember actually when I was a fairly young doctor, I used to see many doctors, busy doctors, simply write a prescription without necessarily taking those few seconds to say, this is what I'm thinking. I think this is appendicitis. I'm concerned about you. The other thing the doctor did was the doctor picked up the phone in front of the patient and said, I have a trusted friend, colleague who is a surgeon. Let me make the phone call in front of you with your permission. She also took consent. What this does is, by taking you as a doctor, taking ownership of helping the patient navigate through the healthcare system, or you taking responsibility for navigating their care, their patient journey, it is incredibly powerful. So I'll conclude with a few things. What makes exemplary physicians is nothing very difficult. It is actually elements of good communication, especially being attentive, listening, asking open-ended questions, um, expressing empathy. Empathy is something which is extremely powerful. So empathy, an example of empathy is to say, I can just imagine how difficult this must be for you. When someone is, frustrated, suffering, these words from a doctor mean a lot. Uh, and being genuine. That one of the things Dr. Mohan Reddy also pointed out was the doctor seemed to be genuinely caring. It doesn't matter how much you know unless you are able to communicate that you actually care about the patient. Um, I'll conclude with a few slides. Actually, this morning, when my mother found out that I was giving this talk, she said, please give her regards to Dr. Prabhakar. Dr. Prabhakar, I knew him as a teacher of medicine, but over the last 10 years, 10 to 15 years, he has played the role of a family doctor for my family. And one of the things my mother remembered was I had an elderly grand aunt, and my parents used to take care of her. So she was a diabetic. She had congestive heart failure. She would occasionally go into coma because her sugar would fall and things like that. And Dr. Prabhakar has made home visits. He once came, and then each time my mother used to take my elderly grand aunt to see him, he would talk and build a relationship. He would ask about the family. He would also share about his own family. So these are all things that actually really cement the doctor-patient relationship. and make people remember, that doctor was so caring. So I want you to keep that in mind. What people, patients, and their families crave is to be looked at as whole human beings. They want you as a doctor to be a witness and a source of support to their suffering. Many times we may focus too much, and especially in education and training. I remember my own training. There is a lot of focus on individual encounters or episodes of care. How do you take the best history? How do you examine? Can I get my cranial nerve examination done? Extremely important. I'm not, by no means am I saying that is not important, but the doctor patient relationship and the care that a doctor provides a patient or family actually unfolds over time. It unfolds over time in this kind of in these multiple encounters. And in those encounters, coordination happens, interpersonality develops, personal connection develops, trust develops, understanding develops, and eventually quality of care unfolds. um, Many times we focus a lot on symptoms, but what the patient, doesn't matter your specialty, doesn't matter, patient wants to communicate is their emotions, thoughts, fears. So you must think of creating space for that. I won't spend too much time on this, but I just want you to keep in mind that many times what you may see and experience in your medical training at a large institute may be very different from what care looks like in the community. And if you practice in the community, one of the things you will become an expert at is you will know local epidemiology. The same fever in someone here in Kolar and then someone in Malur may not be the same. In Kolar, during a given week, a doctor may see a number of cases of dengue. In Malur, it could be chikungunya, but the doctor will know this because they're practicing in the community. So once you do that, please keep that in mind. Um, Anybody who practices in this kind of a way goes on to play at least 6 roles as a doctor. The first role they play is they become outstanding care providers, that is, clinicians. The second role they play is they become consultants to many people, consultants to other doctors, consultant to nurses, consultant to someone influential in the community, general people. They become capacity builders. They teach, they build other physicians, and they also become champions of training and quality. I'll leave you with this last slide. That is, the role of a doctor is not merely that of a diagnoser of diseases, prescriber of pills and potions, and an exciser of lumps. A physician is also a scholar, a case finder. Hmm. Okay. So, conclude, the take home messages for you are, you know, I hope and wish that you all dream of becoming exemplary doctors. I also hope that play, I would encourage you in your medical training itself, go spend some time with doctors who train in the community or who practice in the community. I remember many role models I had when I was a medical student. I mentioned Dr. Prabhakar. I also remember Dr. Krishnappa, who used to practice in the hospital at that SNR hospital at that time. And the care with which he would round I remember Dr. Azim. I remember many doctors here. Please invest in honing some of these skills: communication skills, listening, history taking, building a continuity relationship. How do you coordinate care and help a family navigate a very complicated, complex healthcare ecosystem? Mm, in addition to strong clinical skills, this is not a substitute to strong physical examination, differential diagnosis, making it therapeutic skills, but this is very important. And I'd like to encourage you to think about family practice as a career path for yourselves. Um, Thank you very much. If there is a couple of minutes of questions, I'd be happy to take them.
I request Dr. DVLN Prasad sir, CAO, and Dr. Prabhakar sir to present the speaker, Dr. Ramakrishna Prasad sir, with memento of appreciation.
I request Dr. DVLN Prasad sir, CAO, to present the memento to Dr. Prabhakar sir.
I just want to share, Dr. Divilan Prasad was my first lecturer in medical college. I remember his class.
I request Dr. DVLN Prasad sir, CAO, to present the memento to our principal sir, Dr. Prabhakar.
Good morning. Today, Sri Devaraja's Medical College is the proud host of the annual undergraduate conference DemerCon 2024. I request the student organizing secretaries to escort our esteemed guests onto the dais. Let us now take a moment to acknowledge the divine blessings that constantly guide us. I request Bhavya Mitra and Aviral, MBBS students of SDUMC, to render the invocation song. I request the audience to kindly remain seated. I now request the audience to rise in reverence to the state anthem.
ನಾಡಿ ಜಯ ದೇವಸ ಋಷಿಗಳ ಬೀಡಿ ಗೋವೇರಿಯ ಮಕುಟದ ನವಮಣಿಯೇ ಗಂಧದ ಚಂದದ ಹೊನ್ನಿನ ಗಣಿಯೇ ರಾಘವ ಮಧುಸೂದನರವತರಿಸಿದ ಭಾರತ ಜನನಿಯ ಕನುಜಾತೆ ಜನನಿಯ ಜೋಗುಳ ವೇದದ ಘೋಷ ಜನನಿಗೆ ಜೀವವು ನಿನ್ನಾವೇಶ ಅಸುರಿನ ಗಿರಿಗಳ ಸಾಲೆ ಚಿನ್ಮಯ ಕೊರಳಿನ ಮಾಲೆ ಕಪಿಲ ಪತಂಜಲ ಗೌತಮ ಜಿನನುತ ಭಾರತ ಜನನಿಯ ಕನುಜಾತೆ ಶಂಕರ ರಮನುಜ ವಿದ್ಯಾರಣ್ಯ ಬಸವೇಶ್ವರ ಮಧ್ವರ ದಿವ್ಯಾರಣ್ಯ ರಣ್ಯ ಷಡಕ್ಷರಿ ಪುಣ್ಯ ಪಂಪಲ ಕುಮಿಪತಿ ಕನ್ಯ ಕುಮಾರ ವ್ಯಾಸರ ಮಂಗಳ ಧಾಮ ಕವಿ ಕೋವಿಲಗಳ ಪುಣ್ಯಾರಾಮ ನಾನಕ ರಾಮಾನಂದ ಕಬೀರರ ಭಾರತ ಜನನಿಯ ಕನುಜಾತೆ ಭೈರವ ಹೊಯ್ಸಳರಾಳಿದ ನಾಡೆ ನಂತನ ಜತನರ ನೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಬೇಡೆ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಶರಾವಣಿ ತುಂಗ ಕಾವೇರಿಯ ವರವೃಂದ ಚೈತನ್ಯ ಪರಮಹಂಸ ವಿವೇಕರ ಭಾರತ ಜನನಿಯ ಕನುಜಾತೆ ಸರ್ವ ಜನಾಂಗದ ಶಾಂತಿಯ ತೋಟ ರಸಿಕರ ಕಂಗಳ ಸೆಳೆಯುವ ನೋಟ ಹಿಂದೂ ಕ್ರೈಸ್ತ ಮುಸಲ್ಮಾನ ಪಾರಸಿಕ ಜೈನ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಜನತನ ಹೋಲುವ ದೊರೆಗಳ ಧಾಮ ಭಾರತ ವೈದಿಕರ ಕನ್ನಡ ನುಡಿ ಕುಣಿದಾಡುವ ದೇಹ ಕನ್ನಡ ತಾಯಿಯ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ದೇಹ ಭಾರತ ಜನನಿಯ ಕನುಜಾತೆ ಜಯ ಹೇ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಮಾತೆ ಜಯ ಹೇ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಮಾತೆ ಜಯ ಹೇ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಮಾತೆ.
Today is indeed a celebration of knowledge, and we have a constellation of stars of future medicine. We also have eminent guests and resource persons with us who have spared their valuable time and energy to be a part of this special event. I request Dr. Ashwini, Professor, Department of Anatomy and Organizing Co-Chairperson of the event, to welcome the gathering. Ma'am, please.
Good morning, distinguished dignitaries, trustees, esteemed chief guests, respected faculty members, dear delegates, students, interns, media and press. It is both an honor and privilege to stand before you today as the organizing chairperson of DEMETCON 2024. On behalf of the organizing committee, I, Dr. Ashwini, Professor of Anatomy, extend a heartfelt welcome to each and every one of you to the inaugural function of DEMETCON 2024, the National Undergraduate Medical Conference hosted here at Sri Devaraja's Medical College. This year's conference is particularly special as it aligns with a space theme that mirrors our inspirations to push the boundaries of medical knowledge and innovation, just as space exploration pushes the frontiers of human achievement. The theme of DEMETCON 2024 is inspired by vastness and mystery of space, symbolizing the boundless potential of medical science and limitless possibilities for discovery and innovation. With blessings of Sri R.L. Jalapaji, Founder President, at this moment, I would like to take a moment to express a heartfelt gratitude to Sri R.L. Jalapaji, the visionary founder behind Sri Devraj Aras Educational Trust. I take this privilege to extend my gratitude to Sri G.H. Nagaraja sir, our president of SDUET, for being the guiding light and legacy behind SDUET. I place my gratitude to Sri Rajendra sir, our vice president of the trust, for the unwavering support. Our secretary, Sri Hanmant Raju sir, for the encouragement and support. Today, we are privileged to have with us two of our distinguished chief guests, Dr. Tessie Mann, Tessie Thomas, known as Missile Women of India, a symbol of empowerment and achievement in the field of space and defense technology. I welcome ma'am to the DEMETCON 2024. I welcome Dr. Pratima Murthy ma'am, Director of NIMANS, an eminent figure in the field of psychiatry, whose work has impacted mental health care across the country. We welcome you, ma'am. We're grateful for the chief guests for their presence and making up this event. I now take the pride to welcome the following esteemed members present on the dais. I welcome our trustee member, Mrs. Mrunalini ma'am, to the DemetCon 2024. I welcome our Chief Administrative Officer, SDUAHER, Dr. DVLN Prasad sir, whose leadership and vision continue to inspire and guide us throughout this program and the institution. Welcome you, sir. Our Honorable Vice Chancellor, SDUAHER, Professor Dr. B. Vengamma ma'am, whose commitment to patient care sets high standards for all of us. Welcome you, ma'am. Our registrar, Dr. Muninarayan sir, whose efforts ensure the smooth functioning of the institution. I welcome you, sir, to the event. I welcome our Dean Principal, SDHER, Prabhakar sir, under whose guidance this institution continues to nurture future generations of medical professionals and the main reason for the DemetCon 2024 to happen. Welcome you, sir. Sir's direction has played an integral role in organizing and bringing this conference to fruition. I welcome our Vice Principal, Dr. Vinuta ma'am, whose support and leadership has helped drive our DemetCon 2024 and educational endeavors forward. Welcome you, ma'am, to the event. I extend my welcome to Medical Superintendent RLJH Dr. Krishna Passer for the dedication and support towards healthcare and event. Welcome you, sir. I welcome our organizing chairperson, Dr. Vishwas S., whose dedication and enthusiasm has been crucial in shaping and organizing DemetCon 2024. I extend a warm welcome to the organizing secretaries, Mr. Deepak Raj, Ms. Likita Gaurav, Mr. Nachiket Naresh Pandey, with the joint secretaries and team manager, a dynamic team of students whose energy and commitment has been vital in putting together this incredible event. I welcome our trustee. On behalf of the organizing team, I extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to our plenary session speakers, Dr. Sharan sir, Dr. Geeta ma'am, Dr. Ramkrishna Prasad sir, thank you so much, sir. And other workshop resource persons, each of whom have excelled in their field and will be mentoring and enriching us through the various sessions of this conference. I welcome and express gratitude to Hanmant Raju sir, Chief Engineer of our Academy, for the support. I would also like to warmly welcome all delegates, including undergraduate students of Artemis and other batches, delegates from Sri Lanka, all undergraduate students, interns, faculty members who have traveled across the country and beyond to be part of this event. I also welcome the directors of different units of the Academy, heads of departments, Faculty of Medicine and Allied Health Science, RLJH, for the support rendered in shaping this event. A special mention to the press media, photographer Mr. Srinivas sir, and sponsors of today's conference who have helped us bring this event to life. Your presence here today exemplifies the spirit of learning. We look forward to 3 days of stimulating discussions, hands-on workshops, and platform to ignite ideas in medical field. Once again, a heartfelt welcome to each one of you. We hope all of you enjoy the journey we embark on together through DemetCon 2024. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. I take the opportunity of welcoming Dr. Ashwini, the organizing co-chairperson of the event. I now request the dignitaries on the dais to light the lamp, which symbolizes the constant energy and that clears the path and guides us. Sir, ma'am, please.
धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते दीपज्योतिर्परब्रह्म दीपज्योतिर्जनार्दनः दीपज्योतिर्परब्रह्म दीपज्योतिर्जनार्दनः दीपो हरतु
We
मे
request delegates from other colleges, two representatives from other colleges to kindly come onto the dais.
ज्योतिषां प्रभुरव्ययः ज्योतिमं ब्रह्मरूपस्त्वं ज्योतिषां प्रभुरव्ययः आरोग्यं देहि पुत्रांश्च पतिं स्वच्छामि मे सदा रवेरस्तं समारभ्य यावत् सूर्योदयो भवेत् रवेरस्तं समारभ्य यावत् सूर्योदयो भवेत् यस्य तिष्ठेत् गृहे दीपः तस्य नास्ति तरिर्तथा शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
I now request Dr. Prabhakar K, Dean, Faculty of Medicine and Principal, Sri Devaraja's Medical College, the honored host of DemetCon 2024, to address the gathering. Sir, please.
Good morning, colleagues, honored guests, distinguished speakers, and my dear students. It's my immense pleasure to welcome you all to DemetCon 2024, the annual undergraduate MBBS conference hosted by Sri Devaraja's Medical College. This event has become a cornerstone of our institution's commitment to holistic medical education, where we aim to empower students with the skills, knowledge, and confidence needed to become leaders in the healthcare. As future doctors, your medical education is not just about what is within the pages of a textbook. In today's fast evolving medical world, the role of a physician extends beyond mere clinical practice. To be successful, you need to engage with the broader healthcare landscape, understand technological advancements, and build skills that go far beyond the traditional curriculum. DemetCon is designed to bridge the gap between the classroom knowledge and the real-world demands of healthcare. It is an opportunity for you to learn from the leading experts, explore innovative clinical skills, and enhance your understanding of the various career paths that lie ahead of you. Medical education often focuses heavily on theoretical knowledge, But medicine, as we know, is a practical science. Here at Demedcon, we provide you with the opportunity to know to gain insights into topics that are not always covered in the lectures, such as emerging medical technologies, patient-centered care, and healthy health policy. And also, it engages in workshops and hands-on sections that teach practical skills and helps to understand how to work as part of multidisciplinary teams, a critical skill in today's collaborative healthcare environment. The learning here will challenge you to think beyond exams, preparing you to be adaptable and innovative in your future practice. One of the unique aspects of Demedcon is the exposure to renowned experts from different medical fields. From specialists in medical research, you will have the opportunity to learn the professionals who are not only subject matter experts, but also leaders in their respective fields. The interaction is invaluable, whether it is learning from the latest treatments for the complex diseases or understanding the new sense of healthcare policy. The insights from these seasoned professionals can significantly shape your perspective on medicine and your role within it. As at your age, many of you might be deciding on what next. Should I pursue clinical practice or research? Should I aim for postgraduate education in India or abroad? Demedcon will help you answer these questions by providing clarity and direction. The sections on career planning will expose you to a variety of options, whether it is preparing for NEET PG, exploring the possibility of going abroad with USMLE or PLAB, or diving into emerging fields like telemedicine and healthcare informatics. We hope you live with a clear sense of where your passion lies and how to get there. In the current scenario, the national exit exam that is next will soon be a reality for all medical students. Demedcon offers you a platform to stay ahead of the curve with the dedicated sections that focuses on key strategies for tackling next and NEET PG, insights on important high-yield topics, problem-solving techniques that help you not just memorize but understand the material deeply. We hope that this guidance will help you to navigate the examination process with confidence and clarity. Theory alone will not make us good doctors. It is through hands-on experience that we truly learn. At Demedcon, you will participate in workshops that give you the opportunity to practice critical clinical skills that will enhance your confidence during internship and beyond. As you move forward after Demedcon, the expectation is not just to live with new knowledge, but to apply what you have learned in real-world settings. We expect you to be proactive in further developing the skills and insights gained here. Approach your future with problem-solving mindset. Use this conference as a launch pad to foster curiosity, ethical practices, and a commitment to lifelong learning. Ultimately, the goal is for each of you to emerge as a well-rounded physician equipped to tackle the complexities of modern medicine. Coming to research, research is not just a pathway to discovery, it is also a gateway to international opportunities. For those of you considering USMLE PLAB or opportunities in your Western universities, having a solid understanding in the research methodology is crucial. Demedcon will offer sections on how to design and conduct research studies, writing scientific papers, opportunities for collaboration and publication, both of which are key elements in securing jobs and residency positions abroad. By embracing research, you not only contribute to the advancement of medical science, but also open doors to fellowships, advanced degrees, and international collaborations. Lastly, we must remember that medicine is not just a science. It is also a moral and ethical profession. The 8COM framework reminds us of the importance of compassion, empathy, and patient-centered care. At Demedcon, you will explore how to balance medical knowledge with ethical decision making, and also communicate effectively with patients and their families. foster professional integrity and responsibility. A good doctor is not just defined by their technical skills, but by their ability to act ethically and put the patient's welfare above all else. In conclusion, DementCon is much more than just a conference. It is an opportunity for you to grow, not only as medical students, but as future leaders in healthcare. I encourage each of you to immerse yourself fully in this experience, ask questions, engage with experts, and make most of this opportunity. Remember, medicine is not just about the destination, it is about the journey. DementCon is a crucial step in the journey, and I am confident that what you learn here will shape your future in profound ways. Thank you, and wish you all a productive and enriching DementCon 2024. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir, for describing our vision of DementCon. Today, Sri Devaraja's Medical College and this August gathering of young medical students from across various states are blessed by the presence of two distinguished chief guests. I take this opportunity to request the Chief Administrative Officer, Sri Devaraja's Academy of Higher Education and Research, Dr. DVLN Prasad, sir, to introduce our chief guest, Dr. Tessie Thomas. Sir, please.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. At the very outset, seeking divine blessings from the great departed soul, Sri R.L. Jalapaji, the founder of these great institutions, most respected dignitaries on the dais, distinguished speakers, invitees, all my learned faculty members, all in-house students of the academy and students who arrived here from different parts of India. Very good morning to one and all. On behalf of the academy, at the very outset, let me extend my congratulations to Dr. Vishwas, Associate Professor of Community Medicine, and his team, conducting this wonderful conference in the academic campus. Of course, the principal of the Constant College, vice principal, is also took major part in organizing this conference. This conference, the organizing committee invited the great luminaries who are sitting in the dais. It is my great honor to share the dais along with them. In spite of their busy schedule, they accepted the invitation and they are very kind enough to be with us as speakers. I request that this gathering give them a big round of applause for their kind presence here. Further, the committee has requested me to introduce one of the luminaries who is here, Dr. Tessie Thomas, the renowned scientist. Madam, may I be permitted to read out your professional achievements and other awards? Thank you. Dr. Tessie Thomas joined Institute of Armament Technology, Pune, as a faculty member in guided missiles in the year 1986. And she joined Defense Research and Development Laboratory, Hyderabad, in 1988. She was associated with Agni program, right from its developmental flights. She has designed the guidance scheme for long range of missile systems, which is used in all Agni missiles and underwater weapon systems. An energy management guidance scheme was designed and developed for the first time in the country for an all solid propelled long range system, for which she was conferred with Agni Self Reliance Award in the year 2001. In her work, spanning more than 34 years, she has contributed in various fields such as guidance, control, inertial navigation, trajectories simulation, and mission design. She led a major project, Agni 4, as a project director for a state-of-art system with many new technologies in the missile system, leading to weight and space optimization and mass fractions comparable to other missiles in the world, with the development of composite rocket motor casing and advanced avionics for the first time in the country. As a project director for the long-range Agni 5 system, she designed a guidance scheme for three-stage all-solid rocket system, which resulted in high impact accuracy for this class of ICBM. As a director, Advanced Systems Laboratory, DRDO, she held multi-dimensional roles and responsibilities in strategic mission planning and infrastructure developments, and led the development of strategic missile systems. As the Director General of the Aeronautical Systems Cluster Laboratories, she held a responsibility of design and development of state-of-the-art UAVs, manned and unmanned aircrafts, aerogas turbine engine technology, airborne surveillance systems, technologies, and systems related to parachute and lighter than air systems for the armed forces. Presently working as the Vice Chancellor of the Center for Higher Education, National Institute of Center for Higher Education, Kanyakumari. Coming to her academic background, she graduated in engineering, electrical engineering from Government Engineering College, Trichure, under Calicut University in 1985, got her postgraduate degree in guided missiles from the Institute of Armament Technology, presently is known as Defense Institute of Advanced Technology, Pune, in the year 1986, got her MBA from IGNOU, New Delhi, and awarded PhD in missile guidance from Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering, JNTU, Hyderabad, 2014. And I'm very proud to say, Madam is having nearly 12 honoris causa degrees from various universities. Just I will read out: IIT Kanpur, IIT Kharagpur, IIT Kanpur, and Utkal University, Bhubaneswar, and Symbiosis deemed to be University in Pune, and Central University, Karnataka, Kalburgi, Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar University, Agra, ITM University, Gwalior, and Padmavati Mahila Vishwavidyalaya University, Tirupati, and Hindustan University, Chennai, and Mangalayathan University, Aligarh, and Kalyani University, West Bengal. Give her a big round of applause. Nearly, I come across only this madam has got 1,200 scholarship degrees from different universities all over India. My hearty congratulations to you, madam. And one, Madam biodata is number of pages, and she acted as a member in several reputed societies. She acted as fellow of Indian National Academy of Engineering, fellow of Telangana Academy of Sciences, fellow of Institution of Engineers in India, fellow and vice president of Astronautical Society of India, and life member of Indian National Society of Aerospace or related mechanisms, Hyderabad.
Thank you so much for being here. It is a moment of great pride and honor
present here. A very good morning to all of you. I'm really honored and happy to be here at Sri Devaraja URS Medical College on their 6th National Undergraduate Medical Conference, DMedCon 2024, with the theme Unveiling Healthcare Research to Practice. The word research is very near and dear to me. From the day I joined DRDO as a research and development, defense research and development organization. So since my postgraduate onwards, I have been hearing only about research and research. And after retiring from DRDO, I joined an academic institute as Vice Chancellor of the university, again with dealing with research and education. So how to link research technology to medical field or healthcare? That's where this conference is being organized. So we starting from, if we think about the real applications of one of the history talks about polio. It's an outcome of scientific research, how we have come across with the oral polio vaccine and eradicated all across the country and the world. Similar is that we have gone through a pandemic world of COVID-19, where the research has brought us or put us with solutions, and we have quickly come out of these diseases, viral diseases. Now talking about the type of research which I had gone through. Like I joined DRDO when technology was just heard about and not in terms of infrastructure, technological applications. I'm talking about 1980s. When we joined, we were assigned with 5 major projects by then Director Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He mentioned that you have to work on missile projects, and we were, just because I took my post-graduation in guided missiles, the missile technology, the theoretical knowledge was there. But apart from that, if I want to get a steel plate, just milling or cutting, those machines were not available in the country. The CNC machines, the lathe machine, nothing was available. That's the time when we started with. So starting from that era to as on today when we talk about, we could achieve lot of technological advancements, like from nowhere in missile field, our country has been established in all capabilities. Today we don't have to depend of any missiles, like tacticals, be it small, short range, to strategic systems of Agni class and ICBMs, underwater submarine launch. Any systems you talk today, we are capable and we are self-sufficient, self-reliant. Similar is the case with ISRO, the space explorations. We have seen starting from the Rohini sounding rockets. Today we are with all missions of GSLV and PSLV, satellite technology. Any requirement is met today. We have the early warning systems to tell us about the tsunami, the cyclone. Lot of things is happening with respect to that. And the missions like Chandrayaan, we have gone through 3 missions. Today India is the only country to reach the south pole of the moon, and still the research is going on. And Mangalyaan, India is the first country to reach it on its maiden effort to reach to Mars mission. And we are planning to have our Gaganyaan, that is a man in space mission. applications, we are going through a step of technological advancements and research. So that's the way the technology is going on, and with the visionaries and the technologists and scientists, our country is put in the map of elite club of advanced nations. So that's the capability we have achieved with respect to that. When you think about the technological advancements and how it is applicable to medicine, taking an example of, say, the artificial intelligence. So coming from missile field, I joined as Director General of Aeronautical Systems, where I was given the responsibility of development of fighter aircraft, the LCA Tejas, and the unmanned combat aircraft, where we have to take off without any pilot and do all the fighter aircraft functions like releasing of missiles or bombs or PGMs as per the requirement, and fly across more than 200 to 300 kilometers, do the mission and then come back, or deploy this weapons and come back safely back onto the place where it was taken off. So that type of technology means lot of artificial intelligence, the enhancements in prediction or correction algorithms has to go in. So that's the way the step in technology has got in. Similar is the concept with respect to the medical care also. I'm sure many of the topics covered here will be going through all these applications. Like if you think about the virtual reality, where it deals with totally artificial environment or fully automated environment, then the augmented reality in medical field. Today, if such application is required, it can be used for the human anatomy 3D in 3D form, where you can learn of the human organs and the structure and its complications through this augmented reality, learn and practice, so capabilities are possible with a much less risk. The skill of a doctor gets developed by this type of techniques. Coming to, as I mentioned about artificial intelligence, where it gives us the insight into learning, or more rigorously we can diagnose the disease, reading the radiographic images, and getting more and more knowledge and precise level of treatment is possible. Thinking about another field in technology presently is on the automation and the robotic surgery, which is helping the surgeons to have a precision and very invasive, minimally invasive surgery is possible, wherein which the skill and the treatment, where the patient is also with minimal wounds and treatment is possible. Similar is another area on the 3D printing, where the materials which can be light and composite and light materials can be used. And today the researchers talk about 3D printing functional organs like kidney and liver. I'm sure research is going on, and with taking the human cell itself from the body, patient itself, these can be reduced, and which in turn will reduce the rejection rate of these organs for the patient. So there's going to be a lot of research and innovations going to happen in this medical field. I'm sure this conference dealing with research to practice is going to make a lot of difference. I would conclude by saying the words, quoting Dr. William Osler, a great medical physician, he says that a good doctor treats the patient, and a great physician uh, treats the patient who has a disease. Good doctor treats the disease, and great physician treats the patient who has the disease. This course is solely connecting the technology to the patient. How much you have to be, or when you are working with the patient, your heart has to be with the patient, so that no technology can replace compassion, empathy, and the human touch, which are the key factors of a great healthcare. And that's what he is telling. And I'm sure with this shared knowledge, and your organizers have well defined this conference with putting into the cosmic and the stellar and the galaxy of medical experts here. I'm sure sharing of the knowledge and the wisdom from all these luminary lectures is going to make a world of medical research into a quantum jump in knowledge in front of you, and I'm sure you are all going to be benefited by this. And sky is not the limit. There is a cosmic world above this sky which we can explore. And wishing you all the very best for this conference, 3-day conference, and take this opportunity to express my gratitude to the organizers, the management of Sri Devaraji ORS Medical College, in giving me an opportunity to be a part of your conference. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am, for emphasizing on research, its immense potential, and the strength it provides each one of us to make changes in the real world. We truly agree with what you said. In this era of technological advancement, it is even more important for us to retain that human touch. Okay, now, may I request Dr. Pratima Murthy to address the gathering. Ma'am, please.
Dr. Tessie Thomas, all the dignitaries on the dais, my friends who are organizing the DMETCon, all the delegates. I understand there are more than 400 of registered delegates at this conference, all the staff and students of Devaraja's Medical College, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, it's an absolute delight to be amidst you. The moment I heard that this was a conference being organized by the students of the college, it was just so exciting for me to be here amidst you, because I think this is a great opportunity, and it's a fantastic thing that this is the 6th DMETCon that you're organizing. So first of all, congratulations to all the young organizers, and of course to your mentors who have made this possible for you. I think it's simply a wonderful way, really, of coming together and making the learning of science so much more exciting for all of us. At the outset, let me also acknowledge, a few of the people. In fact, when I came in, I listened to the talk, which talked about how the physician was addressing you. He was talking to you about clinical skills. He was also talking about the teachers who made this possible. And then subsequently listening to Dr. Prabhakar talking about the values that you need to inculcate. I think that's a fantastic way of really setting the context on which you can make your quantum leap. Today, it's very exciting that you have a lot of space, as the ultimate frontier, but maybe medicine is really, really the final frontier that we need to conquer, both in terms of making sure that we cure people of illnesses that they have, as well as make sure people live in optimal health, both physical and mental health. And therein lies a challenge for all of you. We heard Dr. Tessie Thomas, and I think it was wonderful to hear her. I've heard her before. I think we were at a program in the Indian Institute of Science on Women's Day this year, and she really talked about the challenges for a young woman to enter this whole area of space and education in the area of aeronautics, and how it was, the support that she had was able to get her really launched into space, if you will. And I think that's something for us to be very inspired by, all the achievements that you heard. My friend Dr. Vengama and I had the unique opportunity to both be at NIMHANS. She, of course, was pursuing her neurology and I my psychiatry. But it's also very coincidental that we met after so many decades of that training at Sriharikota during the launch of the MOM. So I think in some way there's a deep connect between medicine and science, that it brings us all together. I also remember that I got my best outgoing student at NIMHANS prize from Dr. Raja Ramana. And I think over the years, several people have made contributions in science and technology as something that we all remember very closely. I also see that in your plenary sessions, there are a variety of luminaries who are going to be addressing you. I'm going to specifically mention 2 names, but it does not mean that the others are not the best in their field. Dr. Geeta Jotwani is here, and I know how much the ICMR is now rediscovering itself to actually make research much more close to all of us, encouraging particularly young people to be involved in research. The latest that the ICMR has done is actually give PhDs, support young faculty to pursue their PhDs, and this is a real fantastic opportunity that the ICMR has given to make sure that while people are secure in terms of their positions, they also learn to embrace research and research projects in a meaningful manner. Dr. Sharon Srinivasan, I've had the opportunity to listen to you about your ideas about rehabilitation, particularly for patients with neurosurgical disorders. And I think that's going to be very inspiring for all of you to listen to a whole lot of people on looking not just at what is the frontier, but also core issues. Like, for example, how to carry out research. What are the questions that you need to answer? What is going to be the translation impact of your research? How you should not just be also ran, but think of original questions that need to be answered. These are all very, very important in addition to making your own decisions about your future career. One of the things that I wanted to mention is the teachers that inspire us. And I think it's very important that along with the knowledge that we gain from a variety of sources, when we were growing up, it was only the standard textbooks of medicine that we followed. In some ways, it was limited, but we knew exactly what to read and where to read it from. And of course, along with it was the wisdom of our teachers. But now, the world is at your fingertips. There is so much information. There is, unfortunately, also the risk of information overload and confusion from information. And therefore, really using all that information to decide and critically think about what is useful, what is relevant, and what is applicable to the patient that you need to treat becomes a great challenge for all of you. I also wanted to say, to quote Isaac Newton, he said, "If I have seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants." So I think it's very, very important for you to make sure that you find good teachers and good mentors, get the wisdom from them, but also learn to critically think and challenge some of the conventional ideas to make sure that you finally have the best distillate in terms of knowledge and information, both from what you read and what you gain from experience. So education, knowledge, and experience, all of it together is going to really make you a wonderfully rounded physician. And opportunities like this, where you learn not just about the knowledge, but the application of the knowledge, the skills that are involved, not just in day-to-day decision making, but also in terms of answering questions becomes very important. And I always believe that quizzes, discussions, plenaries, other kinds of competitions, blitz presentations, these are all fun ways of learning facts. But that's the most important thing, that when you come to a conference like this, that you really learn to take away very, very important lessons that will help you in your future. Now let's look at what makes a good doctor. All of us know we're in a caring profession, and I think for a moment also we shouldn't forget why we have chosen the profession of medicine. So it's not just about the conquest of death. Finally, of course, you want to reduce mortality in any area that you work in, but most importantly, it's to also make sure that you restore people's quality of life. So remember that in everything that you do, to cure sometimes, to relieve often, but to comfort always. Remember this, is what Edward Livingston Trudeau said. And therefore, if we can't look after our patients, if we can't treat them with empathy, if we can't be devoted to the improvement of humanity, maybe the first thing that one should do is ask ourselves, are we in the right place? It might be that you have more of an inquisitive mind, which wants to ask very critical questions, but you don't have the kind of empathy that is required to deal with patients. There are other opportunities that you can choose. There are lots of possibilities, right from basic science research to research in the laboratory, to look at questions where the answers will provide solutions to finally to patient care, to translate questions from the lab to the bedside, from the bedside to the community. These are all areas that you can look at. So the other thing is to make decisions about where you would like to be. And I think occasions like this allow you to decide, am I going to be a clinician? Am I happy to answer the basic questions that our population has? Maybe I should go into public health. Or am I so fascinated and passionate about a particular branch where I'd like to specialize or super specialize? What is it that I'd like to see myself be doing 10 years from now, 20 years from now? And technology has made the whole world so much more exciting. So you might also want to just embrace or sink yourself into research completely. It might be imaging research, it might be research in AI, it might be research in robotics, or it might be developing new innovations which can be applied in the care of patients. So the world is in front of you. There are so many, many options. It's very important to kind of think about where you'd like to be. It's also a very commercial world where all of us see everybody else, following material pursuits. Money has become a very, very important issue. But remember, money must never be the central part of what you're looking for. As a byproduct, it's okay. But remember that it's our duty to take care of our patients, their families, and in doing so, you're building the social capital of the nation. So please don't forget that. Madam quoted Sir William Osler. William Osler said many things, and he's such an inspiration to all of us. He also said, we are here to add what we can to life, not to get what we can from life. So we have to contribute to add to people's lives and not just look at what we can get from life. And this kind of also gets me to talk to you a little bit maybe about the kind of conflicts we've been going through in the last 1 month. All of us have been terribly devastated by what happened to one of our fellow doctors. All of us have been agitating for better working conditions, which certainly is a practical reality for all of us. While we serve, we also need to be treated with dignity. We also need to make sure we are given the right kind of opportunities to grow, not just to survive the profession, but to thrive in the profession. And I think doing that is very, very critical, along with making sure we have innovations that kind of make us very passionate about our ways ahead. So I do hope that the future will see for all of us better working conditions, and opportunities to pursue important and critical questions. Gone are the traditional days when all you wanted to do is just, get the knowledge to manage the patients that you will see. Now you need to be abreast of technology, and things are changing all the time. In fact, in 2020, if you look at Medline, more than 1 million papers were cited. That means every hour there are about 100 new medical reports being generated. How on earth can you keep in touch with this kind of massive advancement? Even in technology, before you know one technology, that technology becomes obsolete. And you need to make sure that you are updated about technology. That's also very important. And therefore, I think you need to also have the current knowledge, constantly keep updated, be a lifelong learner if you really want to make sure that you you kind of stay abreast in your field. What should you read? That's another question I hear you. The best doctor is a well-read doctor, and reading is not just confined to medical literature. You must remember that our profession deals with human beings. Human beings are not just cases of disease. They are living, thriving in an ecology, and therefore learning about human experiences, reading history, reading literature, reading a whole lot of other things, including the humanities, makes you a really rounded doctor. One of the heroes of medicine is obviously Dr. Abraham Verghese, and he's not just a superb physician. He's written so much about the human experience in the context of medicine. So make sure you read a lot of literature, a lot of information around the area of medicine. And again, to quote Osler, the young doctor should look about early for a vocation, a pastime that will take him away from patients, pills, and potions. So remember, we know that mental health stress is something that is hugely increasing among doctors. This is not just related to the profession, although some of it is because of the challenges of the profession, but it's also due to other kind of contexts that we live in nowadays. It's a very fast-paced world, and sometimes just keeping abreast of that world makes it very, very difficult. And therefore, make sure that you have some kind of relaxation, some kind of pastime, and some kind of social connectedness that keeps you in touch. Of course, that also, all of us know that excessive social media engagement has also become a problem now. So when we say social engagement, it really means friends, having circles of social support that we can turn to in getting relief when we are stressed. Osler also said, medicine is learned by the bedside and not in the classroom. Let not your conceptions of disease come from the words simply heard in the lecture room or indeed the internet or read from the book. See and then reason and compare and control. But see first. And therefore, to study the phenomenon of disease without books is to sail an uncharted sea, while to study books without patients is not to go to the sea at all. So you need to read, you need to apply your reading to your patients, and you need to make sure that you go back, when you see a patient, go back and read and apply all of these things. The other very, very important thing is communication skills. I'm glad you're going to be presenting here, discussing, etc., because a physician has to be an excellent communicator. The way you convey things to patients, your verbal communication, your non-verbal communication, empathy that you convey really creates trust between you and the patient. And you have to sometimes learn the techniques of good communication, both responding as well as listening skills. To be a very good listener is also very, very important. We also know that many times a lot of violence occurs in emergency room settings because one has not been really trained to de-escalate violence. So one of the training that you need to do, starting right from maybe language, but including body language, not just the verbal language, but the body language, as I said, not being confrontational but collaborative in your approach, something that Dr. Prabhakar referred to is also very important. Finally, about research. Research is going to be a very, very, very important aspect of your training. So make sure you are well trained and grounded in the basic aspects of research, including statistics, which are very critical to research. It's very important. The second thing is really to know maybe how to apply. Apart from the ICMR, there are several other research funding organizations that you need to know about and use effectively, how to write a research grant, how to write a good research paper, how to collaborate for research are all very important. But in doing so, once again I emphasize, you must not be an also-ran. There are lots of issues that are coming up in our country in terms of the ethics of research, how not to get involved in any kind of plagiarism, and to try and make sure that any research question that you ask will eventually make a difference. There's a lot of aids that we have now in technology. Perhaps if you read, if you ask ChatGPT to generate an essay on how to do research, it'll probably tell you more about it than any one of us can, but it will give you all of it. Now to distill from it, to crystallize it, to critical think, that is where you come in. And learning from conferences like this, learning from your teachers, and of course, learning from the immense knowledge that is available to you, I'm sure that each of you will, through the course of this kind of learning in this conference, will decide what is your future, what is your raison d'etre in the area of medicine, make the right kind of choices for yourself, make sure that your talent matches with the kind of decision you make. And I do hope that many of you will dedicate your lives to the betterment of our patients, and in the course of the betterment of patients, to the betterment of society and to the betterment of nation. Remember, whatever you do, whether it's in the clinical area, at the bedside, in the laboratory, or anywhere else that you might be working, as long as your ultimate goal is patient care, I'm sure you'll be doing very, very well wherever you are. All the very best for this conference. All the very best to all of you. I'm sure you'll have great fun learning and, making this one important milestone in your career ahead. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Making accessible healthcare available for everyone has always been a challenge, and being a good doctor is a cornerstone for setting this up. Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving directions for all of us to work on. Now, we come to the important moment of souvenir release. This conference is a result of the efforts of several individuals, including faculty, students, and delegates, who have a common purpose: practice of high-quality, evidence-based medicine. I request Dr. Vinita Shankar, the Vice Principal of SDUMC and the guiding light of this event, to release the conference souvenir. Ma'am, please.
Morning, everybody. Dignitaries on the dais and students sitting here. My heart fills with pride as I reminisce about the DemetCon saga, which we initiated exactly a decade ago in 2014. And to this day, when DemetCon has become a brand name for SDUAHER. So with this, we have sort of aligned with the vision of National Medical Council, which talks about ensuring that the Indian medical graduate dons the role of a leader and a team person. So to bring about more about the story, I would welcome Nachiket and Likita and Deepak to share the experiences of hosting this event.
I welcome everyone to DemetCon 2024. It is a privilege to welcome you to this year's conference as we reflect on the incredible journey of DemetCon as undertaken since its humble beginnings. DemetCon 2014 set the foundation with its theme, Skill to Heal, Passion to Care. Workshops on CPR, diagnostic skills, research methodology paved the way of hands-on learning, and the keynote by Dr. Pradmashri, Dr. H. Sudarshan inspired us to continue the compassion and the medical expertise. In 2015, with the theme of Equip, Enable, Evolve, we hosted the renowned Dr. Devi Prasad Shetty and introduce advanced workshops on surgical skills and evidence-based medicine, expanding the scope of ambition of DemetCon. By 2016, the conference adopted the theme Confidence Through Competence, focusing on skill development and featuring workshops in obstetric drills, disaster management, and data mining. DemetCon was now a platform for building medical confidence through practical competence. The following year, DemetCon 2017 brought a fresh perspective with the theme Aspire to Inspire. I over to Likita, Organizing Secretary, to continue.
DemetCon 2017 was themed with Aspire to Inspire, was a landmark event held on 27th of September, attracting 600 registrations. Dr. Rekha PD, Professor and Deputy Director of Yenagoya Research Center, graced the occasion as a chief guest. The conference featured enriching keynote lectures, panel discussions, and poster presentations. On 2021, it is my pleasure to report on the outstanding success of our online conference, Adaptability for Opportunity. Despite the challenges possessed by the COVID-19 pandemic, this event attracted an impressive 800 delegates from around the world, underscoring its timelines and relevance. We were honored to have Dr. Sean Shetty, a renowned senior consultant in pediatric and adult cardiac surgery, share his expertise on navigating uncertainty and thriving in adversity. Through this conference, we sought to empower our delegates with the essential skills and mindset to adapt, innovate, and succeed in an ever-changing world. I will hand it over to Nachiket.
We welcome you all in this year DemetCon, 6th UG National Conference. So, this is our organizing committee, our patrons, advisory committee and organizing committee. This year we have statistics like never before. We have participation from both national and international. We have 8 plenary sessions. We have 15 hands-on workshop. We have oral paper presentation. We have national level quiz, debate, social night, movie night, and so much more. So this is the data. This is actually a UG National Conference because we can see we have representation from all parts of MBBS, all phases, and we welcome you all to DemetCon 2024. Thank you.
I request our chief guests and dignitaries on dais to release the souvenir, which has been a culmination of efforts of what went through to conduct DemetCon.
We would like to thank Dr. Suresh and Dr. Pranav, who have been instrumental in preparing this DemetCon 7 year. Thank you so much and gratitude to your team. Thank you, ma'am. I now invite Dr. Vengama V, Vice Chancellor, Sri Devaraja's Academy of Higher Education and Research, to deliver the presidential address.
on the dais, and the respected Dr. Tessie Thomas, the Missile Woman of India, and the Vice Chancellor of Nikki and Kanyakumari, and Dr. Pratima Murthy, Director and Senior Professor of Psychiatry at NIMHANS, and all other dignitaries on the dais, and guest speakers, resource persons, faculty and non-faculty of our academy, and my dear delegates, students from across the country from all medical colleges. It gives me immense pleasure to extend my heartfelt greetings to all of you who are attending this 6th National Undergraduate Conference, DemetCon, which this started in 2014. We could listen from our student that how over the last 5 conferences were very successful, and this year theme it was mentioning unveiling healthcare research to practice. And I would like to extend my heartfelt congratulations to the organizing committee of DemetCon for hosting this wonderful conference. Basically, the gathering of aspiring medical professionals is a testament to the importance of fostering a culture of learning, collaboration, innovation within the medical community, as you could listen from the 2 chief guest speeches. One from the pure research point of view, Dr. Tessie Thomas highlighted the importance of collaboration, innovation and research, and medically, clinically, Dr. Pratima also emphasized same aspects. This gathering is a testament to your commitment. All of you have taken your time to come. Commitment to advancing medical education and embracing innovation in healthcare. As a budding medical professionals, and you are the future custodians of global health. Conferences like DemetCon provide you a unique platform to broaden your horizons, engage with contemporary medical challenges, and explore innovative solutions. They foster an environment where the knowledge is not just shared but also created, and encourage you to think beyond the textbooks and embrace the holistic approach to the patient care. This is what the highlight since morning we are talking, holistic approach to the patient care. And as mentioned, medical education is not merely the mastering of clinical skills or acquiring the vast amount of knowledge. It's about the nurturing a mindset of lifelong learning and adaptability to the society. The rapid advancements in medical technology, research, and healthcare delivery systems are transforming the landscape of patient care. It's imperative for the next generation of doctors not only to stay informed, but also to be innovators and leaders in driving this change. Innovation in medicine is more critical now than ever. The rapid advances in technology like artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, and especially in certain fields of pathology, radiology, almost taken away from the human brain. They are all coupled with evolving patient needs and demands that we remain agile and forward thinking. I encourage all of you to fully immerse yourselves with the experiences in this conference that offers. There are about 8 workshops on different aspects, starting from the basic life support to the skills in all the fields like endoscopy, gastroenterology, and then infertility, and all other recent advances in the medical field. There are 8 workshops, and please engage with your peers and mentors and to open to the ideas that challenge the conventional thinking. Conferences like DemetCon will provide you opportunity for young minds to engage with the peers, exchange ideas, and learn from the experts in the field. And you have been given opportunity to present the research, participate in the workshop, discuss, and latest advancement in medicine will not only enhance your academic journey, but also also prepare you for evolving changes of the healthcare. I'm very happy that many students have come forward to give a poster and platform presentation, because these experiences will help shape you into well-rounded professional who understand the value of teamwork, ethics, and empathy in patient care. I think as in the current medical health care is in the crossroads because of lack of these issues like teamwork, ethics, and empathy in patient care, it's the responsibility of us to all of to to this to budding healthcare professionals to give the importance of teamwork, ethics, and empathy. I really commend the organizing committee for curating conference that not only focuses on academic excellence but also emphasize the importance of empathy, ethics, and interpersonal skills in medical practice. As we could see, this conference has begun today with how you have to deal with the patients and importance of communication, the first talk by Dr. Krishna Prasad. And I think that organizing committee efforts are shaping to a generation of physicians who are not only knowledgeable but most important is compassionate and socially responsible. That's why I encourage each participant to make the most of this opportunity to listen, engage, and contribute, because the medical profession is not just about healing but about continuous seeking new ways to improve the quality of life of the individuals. As mentioned by Dr. Pratima, I think we have also to concentrate on quality of life, especially now in upcoming fields which have to be developed is geriatrics, palliative care, and the family medicine. I think where they emphasize a lot on quality of life. Another important thing, role of a youngsters or all the physician is on the preventable diseases, like prevention is better than cure, and we should always emphasize on primary prevention and primordial prevention at this stage. This conference is a step in that direction. I commend all of you for taking part in it. Remember that medicine is a lifelong journey of learning and service. Let this conference be a stepping stone that propels you towards the greater achievements, inspire you to make meaningful contribution to the field of healthcare, and you can get lot of mentors and inspire wonderful resource persons and plenary session speakers. I once again congratulations to the organizers as well as the participants of DemetCon. May this conference inspire you to strive for excellence in your endeavors and may leave a lasting impact in your academic and professional journey. May you carry the insights gained here into your future endeavors and continue to strive for an excellence in all that you do. Wishing you all stimulating, enriching experience at DemetCon 2024, and I again extend my thanks to all both chief guests having taken off their time and sharing their knowledge and wisdom to all these young professionals. And I once again thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I now request Dr. Vishwas, Associate Professor, Department of Community Medicine, and the co-organizing chairperson to deliver the vote of thanks.
Will not take much time. I'd like to thank, I'd like to remember late Sri R.S. Alappa, founder chairman of this institution, and all of us should be really thankful. Without him, this would not be possible. I would like to thank the Chancellor of SDUAHER and Chairman of SDUT, Sri G.H. Nagaraja sir. I would like to thank Sri Rajendra J, Vice President of SDUT, Sri Hanumantaraju, Secretary of SDUT, Dr. DVLN Prasad, CAO SDUAHER, Dr. Vengama, Vice Chancellor SDUAHER, like to thank Mrs. Mrinalini, trustee, and I would like to thank Dr. Munarayana, our registrar, and especially I'd like to thank our chief guest, Dr. Pratima Murthy ma'am and Dr. Tessie Thomas ma'am. Thank you for being here. And I'd like to thank our resource persons. I would like Dr. Geeta Jotwani ma'am from ICMR, Dr. Sharan Srinivasan, and we have Dr. Ramakrishna Prasad. A heartfelt gratitude for being here with us. I'd like to thank Dr. Prabhakar, Dean, Faculty of Medicine, SDHR, and the Principal of SDMC, Dr. Vinita Shankar, Vice Principal, SDMC, and Director of UCHPE, Dr. Krishnappa Sir, Medical Superintendent, Dr. Sarla Madam, Director of Academics, Dr. Kalyani Ma'am, Director of R&I, Research and Innovation, Dr. Pradeep, who is the Director, Student Welfare, and I'd like to thank all the people who are involved directly or indirectly in the organizing of this national conference, all the organizing committee members, student members, student council members. It would not have been possible without your support, and there are many faculty who are involved, and HODs, departments. Without all your support, the MedCon would not have been possible. And I also thank the delegates who have come over from all the different medical colleges. We have delegates, international delegates watching us live on YouTube. And I thank everyone, all the technical team, everybody who have supported us in organizing this DMEDCon after a gap of around 6 years. Because of COVID, we couldn't do it offline. We had an online DMEDCon. And as much as you are excited, I'm excited to listen to the plenary sessions who are coming next, and I'll not take much time. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. I request all of you to rise for the national anthem.
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष माहे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Thank you. The plenary sessions will begin soon. We wish you a fruitful and enjoyable stay at our campus. The plenary sessions will begin now itself. Kindly remain seated. Thank you.
requesting volunteers to come on the stage, please. Raghav, Arpit, Priya, Khalid, please come on the stage.
request Dr. Vengamma, Vice Chancellor, Sri Devaraja's Academy of Higher Education, to kindly chair the session by Dr. Sharan Srinivasan, sir.
move on to the next plenary session by Dr. Geeta Chotwani ma'am, who is the scientist and head Human Resource Development Division, ICMR Headquarters, New Delhi, on research capacity building. Ma'am will be taking over the session. We request our Vice Chancellor, Dr. Vengamma ma'am, to introduce Dr. Geeta ma'am to the audience. Over to you, ma'am.
Only for the technical reasons, we are moving on to the next talk by Dr. Geeta Chotwani, who is the Senior Deputy Director General and Scientist DE, ICMR, with over 35 years of experience in R&D and the management of biomedical research with a countrywide impact and significant global experience. Strategic focus and comprehensive knowledge of core problems in biomedical research for upcoming new generation technologies. Experience with establishing interinstitutional, organizational dialogues and expert committees conducting national public stakeholder consultation programs and review groups. And additionally, she is known for her efforts on increasing awareness and educating stakeholders regarding the status of emerging technologies, most importantly genomics, molecular medicine, stem cell research and therapy, nanomedicine, gene medicine and immunotherapy in India. She is instrumental in formulation of National Ethics Committee for Stem Cell Research and Therapy and Gene Therapy and Advisory and Evaluation Committee. She has been represented in ICMR with me on various international forums like UNESCO, WHO, ACTO, IPRP, and many more things. She has more than 15 years of on-bench experience in biochemistry, developmental neurobiology of human visual system, and molecular profiling of brain tumors. Over to Madam for giving you talk on research methodology, I think which is more and more essential for the current generation of future students of healthcare.
Thank you, ma'am, for introducing the guest speaker to the audience. Over to Dr. Geeta, ma'am.
Thank you, madam. Pleasure to be here and pleasure to interact with you all. Amazing conference organized by this institution, and I can see the enthusiasm in the crowd, and the doctors, the young doctors have traveled all the way to this region of the country to understand and also share their experiences or want to take the leap in their future endeavors. And of course, I would request you all, our humble suggestion that please create your networks during, right at this stage of your careers so that you can take it further and at the long way to go. So why I chose this topic for you all was you may be knowing ICMR, but I would like to give you a little background. Indian Council of Medical Research is a very old organization of India which was built in the Britishers' time in 1949. It was a medical research fundraising organization, and 1911, and then it was renamed as Indian Council of Medical Research, and it's a major biomedical research funding organization of India, and the role to the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. It is a very integral part of Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, and through Department of Health Research and ICMR, we are more into facilitating biomedical research in the country, at the same time developing policies for research technologies and healthcare technologies for biomedical research with scientific and ethical conduct. So with that, I'll come back to my topic of interest, which is a research capacity strengthening And why I chose this, because this is a very unique kind of a conference, and where you all young doctors, would-be doctors, are gathering together along with the faculty from different chief guests, Pratima Murthy and Dr. Tessie Thomas, and that's an encouraging talk by them. And of course, I think you are more motivated by their talks, and definitely I would further take with my kind of a submission that what all opportunities you have during your education, where you can build your career in research and becoming a physician scientist future endeavors. So, research capacity strengthening program of ICMR and DHR, which is Department of Health Research. What reforms we have done recently, including that I'll be giving Indian scientist here. And then we have a special